melted or frozen form. I don't care. I'm not afraid of water.
That's good.
Yeah. So, how was everybody's week? Who had some new connecting conversations or enrolling conversations, or maybe enrolled somebody this week?
Good.
Good?
I didn't enroll this week. I enrolled a couple like a week and a half ago.
Excellent.
And the scripts worked. I actually had one that I was dead set was only going to get a 30-day. I know Sarah, she wouldn't get on the phone. Sarah did a 3-way like Facebook message with her. She has no money. I was like, this is just going to be a 30-day. It's fine, which is my fault for feeling that way. And she ended up signing with a premium, which was awesome for her because I really did not anticipate that at all. So, and the other one was a value pack. So
that's going to be your sweet spot landing spot if you'll read the script. You'll land premium pack, value pack.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have really good news about the app. Have you heard some of the good news about the app? No. Okay. So one of my mentees is Carlita Totes, and she's going to do a video that she's going to release to the world, not just to her team.
Oh, good.
She freaked out when she saw the app and went, oh no, I'm not showing this to any of my people. They're showing a 9-day. Are you high? Because her team value packs, that's all they sell. Period. End of discussion. Right? She actually sat down with the person who made the app, who's been working on it for 5 years, and said, how do we fix this? This is broken. And she showed her how.
Awesome.
So she actually is going to show you, and I'll send it to you guys, a video how you can what's the word? Make it your own.
Personalize it.
Customize the app so that you'll still read the script and you'll send them the link via the app so that they buy the pack that you got them to land on. They don't see the app until you've already done the script. And it actually makes the enrollment very, very simple, and you still get all their information. Okay? So I know it sounds like I'm making gold out of lead here, but it really
Sorry.
somebody's very angry. It really is true. You can use it, but you can't use it the way Isagenix is suggesting it, which is that impersonal enrollment. Don't ever believe the impersonal enrollment stuff. We hear it every 2 years, as I said last week. The impersonal enrollment is a fallacy. It isn't true. It never makes consultants. It never sells value packs. I know I said never a lot of times there, but it's true. I'm not making it up. Ooh, we've never seen that little boy before, Lindsay. Hey, buddy. Is everybody blonde in your household, Lindsay?
Pretty much. They're pretty fair.
Pretty fair-haired.
Yeah, my daughters started out really dark, but it's lightened up over the years. They all three have different color eyes.
Oh, wow. He was just peeking over the counter. It was really quite cute.
I couldn't see him in my little square of a video.
So when that video comes out, I'll release that video into this group. Now, Isagenix Corporate has made a video that supposedly tells you how to do it. But when Carlita watched it, she says, there's no way I'm showing that to my people. They would never understand what they're saying. They're speaking in ITEs, information technology, IT, and she says they're not going to get it. They're either aren't going to use the app at all, or they're going to use it improperly and end up showing someone a 9-day or a belly buster. So when it's done, I'll send it to this group. It is an easy way to close, but you still got to have the conversations we've been talking about, okay? And you'll hear about this as you stay in Isagenix. You're going to hear about people who will tell you a short story, how they had a completely impersonal, almost anonymous enrollment. Don't believe them. It doesn't happen. It's just a story they told on stage. It doesn't happen, guys. You don't sell larger packs anonymously without talking to people. You don't. And whenever you hear someone who makes it sounds like I'm lying, They're lying. I'm not lying. I'm not lying because I've seen 5 or 6 of them already. The craziest one I ever saw, which turned out to be illegal, was a fake app where it looked like there were thousands of people on a team call. And actually, there were only the 3 people you put on the call, but it made it look like there were more people. So it looked like you had more going on in your business than you actually did. And you had to pay like $1,000 for this fake app to fool people. And I actually had a team that wanted me to teach how to use this thing. And I said, you know, it's illegal, right? Oh, no, it's not illegal. Oh, yeah. If the FTC saw this, they would sue you. You can't do this. Oh, no, it's going to work fantastically. So after 5 weeks of arguing with them about it, I says, did anyone ever enroll using your little scam? No. Are you going to use it anymore? No. So we just wasted 5 weeks. Great. They were told from stage you could anonymously enroll people and build your business and lie the whole time while you're doing it. Now, they did not get this app from Isagenix. This wasn't something from Isagenix. They went to an independent network marketing conference. And of course, it was someone's job to sell this stupid thing because they got $1,000 for selling it to you, even if it was illegal.
Wow.
When anyone says, hey, here's an anonymous way to build your business, roll a big doobie and smoke it. Not true. It's not true. It's a big old bong head. And you guys don't live where it's legal, and it's legal where I am, so don't do it. Well, it's legal in October. It's been legal-ish for years. So, yeah. So, anybody else with an enrollment this last week? Lindsay, did you have an enrollment this week?
My enrollment this week was actually a nursing mom. So I didn't get to use the scripts with her, but she ended up getting 4 pro shakes and a couple boxes of bars.
Excellent.
And we talked about, you know, once she's done nursing, converting to the cleansing process and furthering that process. But I did have a guy at work that I work with his dad in our assisted fitness program, and he was telling me how he just quit his job at FedEx and wanted to get his personal training license and all this. And I said, you know what, I have a business in the health and wellness field, and I think you'd be really good at it. We ended up meeting yesterday for lunch. And he had the money issue, and so I asked him what he thought he paid daily for breakfast and lunch, and he said probably $15 to $20. And I said, well, let's just use 15, and I multiplied that by 30, and it was $450. And I said, look, you might actually be saving money. He said, wow, you're really right. We have to look at it as replacing a huge part of our grocery budget instead of in addition to.
That's right.
And so he said, let's do it. Let's go for it. So I have his credit card, enrolling him today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to dissect what you just said a little bit. Number one, you said you had a business.
Yes.
This is my head doing the happy dance because
Yeah.
I'm an old white guy. This is all you got.
Yeah. I don't think I got 10 this week, but I got a good 4 or 5, and it feels natural, and I'm okay saying it. So
that's a big deal. That's a huge deal. And saying it precipitated the conversation.
Yep.
This is important, right? When you accurately tell people what you do and what you have, they want to hear more. They do. What was the stat I saw yesterday? 72 million people over the next 5 years are going to try to start their own business. Oh, well, that's half the adults in America. Oh, we should probably talk to someone. We should probably tell them we've already done it. Right? He's just waving. He's not bothering anybody. So that's very, very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Sorry. And back, another thing I have to unpack. By the way, I did talk to Isagenix Corporate. Why don't we have a mom's pack? It's for legal reasons. Lawyers don't want us to create a mom's pack.
Oh.
So I have talked to corporate about this before. Like, why don't we have a pack to fill in all those little holes, but with things that they can actually use while they're either pregnant or nursing? And they said, we tried to throw it by legal, and legal did not want a mom's anything for legal reasons. And you understand the implications, right? You sold a mom's pack and there was a problem with the pregnancy?
Yeah.
No. don't. So we have thought of that, but that's not what I was talking about. Lindsay automatically tried to get 2 of the 3 systems in its mom. Okay. When you're thinking the script, there are 3 systems: meals, snacks, mineral and vitamin support. When that's in your head, when people want to compromise, you don't drop down to meals. You go, well, let's get 2 of the 3 systems in: meals and snacks. You see, when you're just thinking about selling a 30-day, you aren't thinking about the systems, right? Because there's only 1 system in the 30-day. When you're thinking the script, you know, I want them to have 3 systems. I'll compromise and let them get 2, but I'm never going to just mention 1. Are you high? That's not what the Skidmore study is based on. No, they got to get 2 systems in them. So whether you knew you were selling 2 systems or not, Lindsay, you were using the system mentality for that enrollment. Does that make sense? Okay, good. I just want to make sure that you catch yourself doing something right. Like that's important. If you realize there's been a change in your mindset, you got to check it and go, oh, I am. Look, I changed that. Good. And there's the result. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Megan actually helped me with putting something together, because I know she had done this before, and what I actually proposed to her was the Pro Shakes, bars, and Hydrate, but she, for some reason, didn't want the Hydrate. She said she wasn't a Gatorade type fan, so we just did an extra box of shakes instead of the Hydrate.
Thinking systems, right? Now, as you go on, guys, you're going to have to think systems, but also that you have a store that has 7 floors, right? Our new, what's our new system?
Essential oils.
Essential oils. Sorry, I'm blank. We got a new floor that's just essential oils. It isn't connected to anything we've ever done before, but you're going to have people who are already buying it somewhere else. Why not buy it from their own store, right? So remember, when we're opening up someone's account, whether they ever sell this or not, they now own a store that has 7 floors that they can purchase from. Your job is to show them that there's 7 floors, right? If they're spending money on skincare, why haven't they tried the Isagenix skincare? Why not buy it from your own store so you get a financial benefit for it? BV is BV, baby, right? Why not? But unfortunately, we tend to not think that it's our job to be that concierge of the 7-floored store. That is your job. That's what you get paid for. That's exactly your job, is to be the concierge of your 7-floor store. Show them the rest of their stores just in passing, right? You know, hey, I don't buy Gatorade anymore. I make sure that I use our Hydrate because it's a better product. Oh, I'm not a Gatorade person. Cool. I'm not trying to get you to drink Gatorade. Don't care. You know, do you ever put something on your face? Yeah, every once in a while I put stuff on my face. Okay, we got stuff that goes in your face too. Oh, cool. I'll look at that, right? I mean, I don't use it. Why? Old white dude, right? Someone tried to convince me that I should be using the Isagenix skincare stuff. I went, I'm an old fisherman from Nova Scotia. We don't put stuff in our face. Scrape off the salt at the end of the day, but we don't put stuff in our face. I mean, we wash with Ivory soap and go to bed. No, sorry. Don't try to take me to a store that I don't want to go to. To the floor I don't want to go to. Just find out what floor you're going to is somewhere else and explain you got that in your back office. You could buy it from yourself. Oh, why did I buy it from someone else? Exactly. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So Lindsay said she probably said that she owned a business 4 times this week. So she's at 40% because our goal was 10. Did anyone get higher than 40% in saying that you owned your own business this week? Shaking head, Kendra. Dana?
I probably did it about 5 times because I really needed to get used to it. And so I took the opportunity to say that, you know, not that I was a personal trainer. I didn't even bring that up unless they were asking, you know, in that direction. I just said, you know, I own my own business. I'm partnering with a company, Isagenix, a health and wellness company, and I'd like to show you, you know, what we have to offer. So, and I also did some cold calling with college friends, just kind of reaching out to them last week through private messenger because I didn't have their numbers saying, thanks for following me, thanks for commenting on my health and wellness posts and liking them and asking them if they would like to learn more about my business and what I do. So, yeah.
Business.
Yeah.
Now, did anyone say, I hate you, I'm never sending you a Christmas card ever again, I'm unfriending you, I've just flown to New Orleans and bought a voodoo doll that looks just like you, and I'm poking with pins because you told me you owned a business?
No, I got some crickets, no noise, no sound, but no one came back and said you're an idiot. So it was all good. And
so you're going to want to write down this phrase, okay? Hold out your pens. Write down this phrase because you can use it many times in Isodynamics. Never try to interpret silence. Never try to interpret silence. So when you say I got crickets, yeah, so they didn't get back to you. Well, what's that mean? Nothing. Doesn't mean anything. Well, what could it mean? It could mean they died in a volcano. Did they? We'll never know. So don't spend any time interpreting silence. I wonder what that silence means. They died in a volcano. Well, that's just ridiculous. So's everything else I make up over the next 15 minutes. Right?
Well, it could be thinking about it too, a response.
They're always, here's another one. Always predict that people are honest and intelligent. Always predict that people are honest and intelligent. Will you run into the odd crooked fool? Yeah, but don't go through life expecting for people to be crooked fools, or you'll end up with a skeptic's mindset to life. I expect people to be honest. I expect them to be intelligent and to be able to clue in. Every once in a while, I run into a crooked fool. Cool. I tell a story about him and make fun of him from stage. But that's not what I expect. I expect when I explain something to someone, they'll go, oh, I get that. Not, well, you're just trying to rob me. I'm going to burn you in effigy in my backyard. Because that would be a crooked fool. I don't expect really crooked fools. You ever work somewhere where someone at work almost dies on the way to work every day? I was almost in an accident. I was almost killed. Really, we drove in the same road. How did that happen? Either you suck as a driver or you expect everyone is out to kill you. Well, are there distracted drivers out there? I ride a motorcycle. There are distracted drivers out there. There sure are. But I didn't almost die 14 times. I watch these stupid videos about motorcyclists that are pissed off because someone pulled up in front of them. And they're giving people the bird and they're cursing at them and going, you need to sell your motorcycle. Why? You're way too touchy. You're way too sensitive. Someone pulled out in front of you. They would have pulled out in front of you if you were driving an SUV. Why? Because they don't care. It's not personal. It's not you're riding a motorcycle, they don't care. They just don't care. Why? They're texting a recipe to their grandmother right now. This is important work. They weren't watching when they pulled out in front of you. It has nothing to do with you. They don't hate you. Lighten up and don't make a video of it because you look like an idiot. Right? Never try to interpret silence. Why? You'll never make up a good story. It'll always denigrate to the negative. Right? What are they doing? They're kind of churning up the courage to call me back because they want to get started.
I like that.
Think about it this way. There's an epidemic in two cases in America. One is revenue streams. North Americans don't have enough revenue streams. Stuff's tight. So what are people looking for? They're looking for another revenue stream. Do you know that over 70% of Americans aspire of owning their own business? 70%. The vast majority of Americans would want to own their own business rather than have a job. Oh, well, I own my own business. So they'll be interested in what I'm talking about. Of course they will. And more than 70% of Americans would like to lose more than 10 pounds. Right? So when you're initiating a conversation, whether they ever admit it to you or not, they probably prayed for your answer in the last 30 days. They might not know they were praying. They were looking to the heavens and, dear God, help me. You know, how am I going to pay the whatever? You have the answer for that. Or, holy smokes, I don't fit into any of these clothes. How come I'm getting bigger every year? You have an answer for that. Whether they initially understand it or not, the reason they're drawn to you, they were already thinking about your solution before you mentioned it to them. It was already a problem for which they did not have the answer to, and you have it. It's why they were drawn to talk to you, sometimes without even knowing why they were drawn to talk to you. See yourself, whether you're a religious person or not, see yourself as an answer to someone else's prayers, because someone has prayed for what you're offering. Whether you know it or not, they have. Whether they knew they were praying or not, they were. Why not see yourself that way? You'll never be ashamed of bringing up the conversation. You'll never be intimidated to say, hey, have you ever thought of? Because either they haven't or they haven't, right? What's the harm? No harm. But for the vast majority of everyone you know, either the wealth creation or the health creation has been heavy on their heart. I had a sad day this last week. A guy I met 36 years ago this week, big, strong, strapping farmer in Quebec, dropped dead. His teenage kids. I've known his wife since I was a little boy. Grant Caldwell's his name. Strong guy. I mean, you couldn't imagine how strong he was. He didn't pick up bales of hay with his hands. He would pick them up with a pitchfork and throw them over his head. Yeah. He didn't get a forklift to move round bales. He just put boards in the back of his truck and puts his shoulder to a round bale and rolled it up into the truck by himself. That's how strong he was. And he's 1 year older than me. He was. And he dropped dead. Now, both he and his wife have battled their weight all their lives. His wife, more than him, his wife doesn't allow pictures of herself anywhere on social media. She's that. Well, she's always been big. I've known her for 50 years. She's always battled her weight her whole life. And now she's a widow and has teenage kids. And they're this idyllic little picture of a happy farm family. They own a big dairy farm in Quebec. They've prayed about health before, but they didn't know Grant was sick. Why? Strong as an ox, healthy as a horse, and dropped dead. That's what people are facing all around you. That's touched their door at some point in the last 30 days. And has made them think, hey, I should do something about fill in the blank. If you have that idea, hey, I'm probably, more than likely, I'm an answer to one of their prayers. I should bring this up. I shouldn't be ashamed of this. I should see myself as this little Isagenix angel that just kind of stops by and says, want to help me earn my wings so the bell in the Christmas tree rings? Right? That's a posture shift. So Dana thinks at 50%, Lindsay at 40%. I don't know who 704 is. Who's on our phone today? No?
Probably Megan.
She muted?
Crystal's working.
Megan?
Yes, and I had to use my
That's
landline.
okay, Megan. That's fine. That's fine. How did you do this week introducing yourself as someone who owns a business?
Oh, probably at least 3 times, and I have a connection call lined up for tomorrow. And I did have an enrollment with my first value pack in last week.
Way to go, Megan.
Thank you.
That's a big friggin' deal.
Yeah, that was real early in the week, so he's actually got 4 or 5 days on it. He's texting Eric and I all kinds of awesome praise. He's loving it. So, now I got to hit him with that first cleanse day soon. But he's got big goals, and he's very committed to communicating with us. And wow, does it make it easier to work with somebody when they are in communication with us each step of the way.
Remember that you are 60% of the equation that leads to his powerful product transformation. When someone ghosts you, call them on it. Hey guys, not talking to me is pretty much guaranteeing you don't hit your health goal. Why? I'm 60% of the equation. Okay? And see how good you feel not being ghosted. Doesn't it feel good? Hey, he must be committed to his goals. He's talked to me today. Holy smoke, right? Remember that posture, guys. Remember that posture. It's why anonymous is a fairy tale. There's no anonymous coaching that really works. Sorry. There's no anonymous enrollment that really works. There's no anonymous business building that really works. Case in point, Lindsay, didn't you say that Megan helped you with the lady who was pregnant?
Yeah, I asked her advice because I know she had put a custom pack together before for pregnant nursing moms.
Which was passed on from Sarah, the information to me over the last 2 years.
You've heard of the Reaganomics. This is Saranomics. It's the trickle-down economics. So it's realize what we did that quiz with last week. That posture creates the other conversation, right? Being willing to say you own a business. By the way, Dana, I wanted to ask you, I forgot to ask you, that was a big deal not to introduce yourself as a personal trainer. It was. How did that feel?
It felt a little weird because I've been doing that for 14 years. So, yeah, it was tough, but I think I've got it now. I believe I've got it now. It's just changing my mindset.
But even as a personal trainer, that was your own business, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it still is. I mean, I'm still personal training. I get a lot of contacts through personal training. I love it.
So you've always been a business owner. You just were really specific as to what the business was.
Right. And maybe my mindset was I'm a personal trainer and this is my side hustle. Well, personal training maybe needs to be my side hustle because I am putting less hours into that now than Isogenics.
Well, revenue streams where we don't have to touch people or stand beside someone are always a good idea. Right?
Right. And I do a lot of that.
Yeah. Well, it's the leverage of owning a business. Well, Amazon is made the richest man in the world that owns a business. What is it? It's an evolved economy business. It means you can shop at 2:00 in the morning and it's not something awful off TV. You can actually buy something you want at 2:00 in the morning. No one had to open the store. No one had to turn on the lights.
Right.
That's that leverage that we have. That's why I describe it. It's like Amazon, but we only do superfoods. What do you mean? You're going to have an app. You can just order stuff off your phone like you do off Amazon. Oh, okay. Well, that's easy. That's the whole idea. Easy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I did have a good week last week too. I made a consultant.
Excellent.
I'm making another one today.
Excellent.
And then I enrolled a gal that my age who is using Hammer products. And
using what products?
Hammer products, which I'm not real familiar with those. But I think
Did you say Hammer? Hammer?
Yeah, Hammer. So have you heard of it?
No.
Well, so she's complaining about her midsection. And so I got her to come to our meeting. And so she wanted to do the 30-day. So, because I didn't really get to talk to her about the script because we had the people doing the presentation. So we went with that, but then we added on quite a few things. We added on a lot of oils. Oils. So that took it up over 200 BV, which was really nice. And she's super excited. So
So you did what I talked about.
Fun.
You showed her another floor in your store.
I did because you've said that before about the floors, and it was 6 floors, and now we have 7. So, and essential oils is a very exciting floor. I'm just now getting into them, so it's fun.
Now you kind of buried the lead there, Dana.
Yeah.
I made a consultant this week.
Yes. Oh.
And I'm making one again this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's the lead.
Okay. I did bury the lead, but you asked me a specific question.
I know, but I would have said, no, I made a consultant. Remember, everything that we've learned for 5 weeks is to one purpose, to deliver a free shake. Right?
Right.
Now, you have to keep this in your mindset because you won't get it from corporate. You've got to have it coming from the field. Everything that we do is to deliver a free shake. Why? Because it's from that free shake pile I'm going to find my next business builder. Right?
Right.
So remember the progressions. The first progression, we're going to talk to a whole bunch of people. In the second progression, we're going to deliver an amazing product experience. They're going to buy value pack or premium pack, going to transform their lives. In the third progression, they're going to get a shake for free. It's out of that third progression we find our 1 or 2 business builders. Now you were thinking, oh, I need way more than 1 or 2 business builders. Not personally enrolled, you don't.
No.
You need 1 or 2. 1 or 2 personally enrolled business builders is all you need. Why? Because what you do with them, they'll do with their people, and they'll do with their people, and they'll do with their people. In the case of Carlita, she won the Rising Star, Shooting Star thing. It means you move 2 ranks in 1 year. Well, 6 other people in her team won the same award. So 7 people on one team won the Shooting Star Award. And this is a small team, not a big giant team. She's not a Jenks millionaire yet. Only one of them was personally enrolled. The others were descendants down. If you do it right with one, they'll go through the 4 progressions and they'll find 1 or 2. And they'll go through the 4 progressions and they'll find 1 or 2. And you'll have lots of business builders. You just won't have enrolled them. You just have to enroll your 1 or 2. They'll find their 1 or 2. They'll find their 1 or 2. They'll find their 1 or 2. It's important to realize that when you're an executive, it doesn't mean you found 10 business builders.
Okay.
It meant you delivered free shakes to 10 people. It's just the third progression. None of those people are saying, hey, I'm going to build a business with you. No, I'd like to not pay for my food. Thank you very much. That's all they're committed to. That's all it is. Now, in order to stay paid as executive, you have to keep delivering free shakes because people stop being paid as consultant. That happens. It happens to everyone. Everyone. How do you stay paid as executive? Always be adding in a new consultant. Always be adding in a new consultant. Does that make sense?
It does.
So everything that we've been trying to do is what you just said you did, Dana. Made a consultant. That's the whole purpose of the 5 weeks, is to make a consultant. That's it.
Good.
Ta-da!
And they came to the business meeting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they were excited. So
Very good.
it's a good week last week. Hopefully a better
Good
one.
stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. Fun.
Does everyone understand those progressions of what we're doing? Talk to a bunch of people, deliver the product.
Can you repeat
deliver a free
those
product.
again?
Absolutely. So there's 4 progressions. Top progression is we talk to a whole bunch of people. Okay? In the second progression, we deliver an amazing product experience. Now, the reason I say that is sometimes it sounds like business builders aren't really delivering a product, they're just selling it and moving on. You have to deliver a great product experience, okay? In the third progression, you deliver a free shake, okay? Now, some people will get free shakes because you made them into consultants. Some people get free shakes because they gave you a referral. And I think I mentioned to you last week a conversation Sarah and I had, I don't know, a month ago, about what if they don't want anything to do with even, any money back for a referral. If someone gives you a referral and you enroll someone with a value pack, send them a box of shakes. They should have in their head, referral, free shakes. Oh no, Sarah had a better idea. What was her idea? Hold on, she corrected me. No, send them a product they've never tried before. Much better. Go to another floor of your store and say, hey, I enrolled a value pack. I got a $200 double PIB off it. I'm going to share this with you. It's not a gift. This isn't a gift. It's a thank you. I enrolled a new person because of your referral. Take into another floor of your store, not another store of your floor. Another floor of your store. That's a much better idea. Yeah, that was Sarah's idea, I believe, last month when we talked about this. So get them to try a product they've never had before, right? What's the pack of essential oils cost? Anybody know?
Well, with the diffuser and the blends and other, I think I paid like $260 at Celebration. With
That might be
everything.
that might be a little steep unless you got like 3 value packs out of referrals.
Yeah. You could give them just a small bottle of oil is exciting for them.
Yeah. Try this and make it something you've already used. Hey, use this. This really works. right?
Right, like the content.
Yeah.
Goes
So
with
it sounds a little bit like we're drug dealers, right? We're giving away a little free product until we get them hooked, and then they come back and we charge them the price. And that's kind of what we're doing. Just to be honest, that's what we're doing. We're going to show them another floor of their store as a thank you for someone who's given us referrals. Now, this is instead of making fake consultants. I know I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. You will get advice even from corporate to make fake consultants. Don't do it. Don't put two people randomly under somebody to make a consultant. But you don't understand, PK. I'm going to fall out of executive, and you're going to keep falling out if you keep making fake consultants. They don't stay. You'll spend your whole life coaching everybody else's team because no one's actually taking ownership for the people that they actually enrolled. Don't start it. It doesn't end well. Ever. When you hear a story where it ended well, they didn't tell you the end of the story. Okay? It doesn't ever end well. Don't do it. Be willing to hand out referrals and take the enrollment. Why? Their person might be someone who becomes a consultant. Don't get in desperation mode. Okay? Does that fake consultant warning make sense to you? Why I'm being so about it?
Yes.
Okay? You're going to have people disagree with me on that. Listen carefully. They're wrong. They're dead wrong. It's wrong. It's short-term advice. Remember, we're building a legacy company. In Lindsay's case, she's got all these blonde-headed little kids running around that she's got to send to university, and she'd like to set them up with legacy money when they're 40. That's what she's building for, little blonde-headed millionaires, okay? So she's got to build today so that that little blonde-headed boy buys his truck with cash. And it'll be an F-150, God bless him, right? Yes, that's a 3-month-old joke, and we're still telling it.
It's a good one.
Does that make sense? My advice is always legacy advice. You want your grandkids to spend the money, right? They don't exist yet. You still want them to be spending the money, right? Okay, so you introduce yourself as a business person. Someone hid the fact that they became a consultant and now tells the truth. It's okay. We finally got the truth out of Dana. They made a consultant, by the way. By the way, I solved world hunger. That's our penultimate? No, the big goal. Starts with a P. Can't remember what the word is. I'm forgetting words really bad this morning. Jeez.
Do you have coffee?
No, I didn't have any coffee yet today. No, yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Need a little caffeine now. Yeah. So, we're at less than 2 weeks from Labor Day. Okay? Labor Day is 2 weeks from yesterday. So you guys have to have a really strong output for the next 3 weeks. It's the last sales spike of the year. Now, it's not for Labor Day. It's the week after Labor Day. It's the last time when they're going to barbecue and eat and drink and say, I don't care how big my waist is. Okay? Then it's whether they have school kids or not. It doesn't matter if you have school kids or not. Going back to school time is a turn over the leaf time for everybody. Doesn't matter if you've got kids in school. It's the mindset of everyone to turn over a new leaf post Labor Day. So you all need to be really aggressive over the next 3 weeks with posts on your own pages about the post Labor Day push. Now, is there any chance your team already has something planned for that post Labor Day that it has a name? People looking up to the left, so it doesn't exist. So Sarah, she's muted right now, might be an idea to have something ready to go that everyone can be pointing towards.
She does have a 21-day reset ready to go in September.
There we go. It's already there. There we go. So it's there. Your job is to start marketing today. So up your game. Make sure you're doing a post about your products, the products you love, the life you love, the opportunity you love. If you aren't already doing Facebook Lives, time to start doing Facebook Lives. I know they make you want to poop your pants. It's okay. They're fine. They're your friends. No one thinks this is weird. They're your friends, right? It's called Facebook. You have to friend people on Facebook, okay? You need to pull a trigger on this because they need to hear from you about this launch that's in 3 weeks, 3 or 4 times over the next 3 weeks, specifically naming, hey, we're getting ready to get started. Please private message me. Like, not just vaguely, you know, if you're ever thinking about blah, blah. No, there's our day. We're going to start. Private message you. You're a friend on Facebook. I'd love to get you to get started, right? This makes some of you really uncomfortable because you've been undercover spies. Like you've been the undercover KGB people, like on that TV show, The Americans, where you just blended in. I actually use superfoods, but I don't let anyone know. I actually own my own business, and it's a secret, and I'll kill you if you find out. Time to do the reveal pretty heavily because this is your last sales spike for this year. This is it. You don't get another one till January. Remember the 4? January, March, June, and September. This is it. Okay? It's a big deal. So you've got to be prepared to maybe say some things you haven't said before. Personally, I think everybody on this call should do a product reveal every week about another floor in your store. Something that you use that they don't know you use, right? Something that you have that they don't know you have. Does that make sense? So let's talk about all of the sphincter clenching emotions we're having about doing this. Oh, none? Or we're just still clenching our sphincters? I know you in your body you have 9 sphincters, but we're talking about the last one, right? There are 9 through your digestive system, but we're talking about the last. So you guys are all cool, and this week I'm going to see Facebook Lives from everybody here with no issue.
Okay, let's do it.
Lindsay made a funny face right there. Lindsay made, I'm not going to tell him because that would be a lie. I'll just sit here quietly.
No, I mean, it is nerve-wracking to go Facebook Live. I feel like I have all these good ideas that I want to share and go Facebook Live. It's just finding the quiet time or right place to do it where there's not kids running through the background and all that stuff.
Or they're the perfect backdrop to you.
Could be.
I just roll with it when my kids are screaming. I've tried to make it a goal. Bree really encouraged me for the last few weeks. I try to make it a goal to go live once a week. So now I've made it a goal anytime that I actually like have makeup on my face.
That's when you do it.
And I'm not in workout clothes. I'm like, I'm going to do a live video because I know that at least I feel confident about how it looks. So it's a good time to do it. So that's kind of been my goal.
But I do all my Facebook Lives makeup free. I don't understand.
Wow.
You're so
You have
great.
natural beauty. So, you know.
Kendra, that's a great idea about once you get ready for the day, go ahead and do one.
So I can tell you the greatest anxiety you'll have about doing a live is all of the time before you pull the trigger. When you actually do one, it just happens. You look at it, hey, that's okay. Well, I'll post it. Cool. It's all of the second guessing before you pull the trigger that's the anguish. Don't do that. When you have an idea, share it in the moment. I don't know if you've noticed Instagram Lives have become quite big, and a lot of celebrities do them, and they do a lot of them. I follow a number of stand-up comics, and they're not perfect. There's nothing perfect about them at all, but they make sure that you're following them every day, and you want to go back and hear what they say. Why? Because you'll buy tickets when they come to your town, or you'll go to Netflix and watch their special, or whatever. I mean, it's about what we're doing, keeping you top of mind for when the time is ready for them to start. Russell Peters is never coming to Brockville. I'm too cheap. I would never drive to Toronto to see Russell Peters ever in a million years. I watch Russell Peters' Instagram every day. Why? I've been following Russell Peters for a decade. He's a good comic. I like him. Watch all his Netflix specials. I have him on my phone. When I'm bored, I'll just listen to a Russell Peters special on my phone. Why? He's a good comic. Why do I do that? I like him. I'm interested in what he's doing. And I'm not going to buy anything from him. Ever. Why? I'm too cheap. I will never spend $400 to go see a comic. Are you high? Never. No, not going to happen. But yet he does that to keep him top of mind in my head. Well, there are purchases that people are going to make with you, because I think Lindsay said when they realized, oh, I'm already spending this money somewhere else. This isn't my meals and this is my meals. Oh, I have a video on my YouTube channel. I don't remember what it's called, but it says about the value pack. If after 30 days you cannot appreciate a measurable benefit, both physically and financially, after investing in all three systems, you let me know. I'll get your money back. We believe in 100% customer satisfaction. And I believe in promising both, not just physical goals, but financially. You should have seen at the end of the month, this was way worth it. This was way worth it. That's what the money back guarantee is for. There is no risk. There is no buyer beware foolishness. There's none of it. Why? Because we have a money back guarantee. That's why we can promise all three systems. It's in our head, right? I had one woman in Northern Ontario. I was way up north. I can't remember how far north, but it was somewhere I'd never been before. And she said, oh, my Isagenix is free. She says, oh, you do the business that much? No, I don't do the business at all. Then how is your Isagenix free? She says, oh, I used to buy, what was it? 8 double-doubles a day. So a double-double in Canada is $2.20. And so she would spend $20 on coffee every day. Now, Tim Hortons is kind of a religion here. We have way more Tim Hortons than you can imagine in a town. Like, you guys would never have this many coffee shops. You just wouldn't have them. Why do you need that many coffee shops? Brockville is a town of 20,000. We have 7 Tim Hortons in Brockville. 7. If you go from one to the other, you can see 4 of them in a row from the other one. Like, I can see, get in this one, I can see the next one. If I get in that one, I can see the next one. If I get in the next one, I can see the next one. Why? Because people spend a lot of money on coffee in Canada, way more than they can imagine. She says, well, do the math. If I'm spending $20 a day, I'm spending $600 a month on coffee. I have 1 coffee now because I'm not exhausted all day. I have my coffee in the morning, and the rest of it is my superfoods to keep me alert. I don't need 8 coffees a day. And she says, I never thought about the $2 I was spending every time. It's just $2. Who cares? She said, but when I did the math, holy smokes. And then she told a cute story. She says, we take out our money from our paychecks and we put the cash in our wallets for what we spend during the week. She said, I had a really bad problem. My wallet was getting too full. I said, why? She says, because I didn't spend the grocery money I used to spend. Ever. And I'd have to go back and put money back in the bank. Why? I have too much money in my wallet. What happened? I wasn't spending the money on food in all those little areas that people don't think they're spending. Why? A bad relationship with food is expensive. It's really expensive. It's not just expensive on what it does to your health. It's expensive to have a bad relationship with food. Just is. And our way is much more fiscally responsible. It's sticker shock because no one who doesn't live in a Nuktatuk has ever bought their food by the month. Ever. Right? We live a couple miles from a grocery store. We don't do that. So when you say buy 70% of your food for the month, well, of course it's a big number. You don't live in a Nuktatuk. You never knew the number existed. Right? Got to get that in our heads. When that gentleman that Lindsay talked to realized, well, I'm replacing meals. Oh. Very important to realize other companies don't sell meal replacement shakes. They lie to you. They tell you they're meal replacement shakes, but when you look at the calories are so small, it isn't meal replacement. And I didn't know this till I was coaching someone who was on It Works. Remember the one that used to wrap you in cellophane?
Yeah.
Right? Kind of funny that they call it It Works. Kind of like saying, I'm not a thief. A little too on the nose. She says, I was starving by 10 o'clock. I said, why? She says, well, I looked on the thing and realized it only gave me 150 calories. And that was their meal replacement, 150 calories. So imagine if 2 of your meals a day only added up to 300 calories. How tired would you be? You would swerve to hit the raccoon so you could eat the raccoon. You wouldn't swerve to not hit the raccoon. You would try to hit the raccoon. Why? It's meat. I can eat it. Why? I've only had 300 calories today. So what happens for their third meal? They eat like crazy because they're starving. Well, your body can't eat 150 calories and call it a meal. Are you high? Here, have a piece of lettuce. Chew on it. You're a rabbit. I'm not a rabbit. I'm a human. Hammer. I never heard of the hammer one. Sorry.
Yeah,
but honestly, I can guarantee you 2 things. 1, it doesn't work. And 2, there's no science behind it.
Right.
Why?
And it wasn't working, so.
Yeah. It's sold by somebody that has teeth whitener. That's all it is.
Dana, I've heard of it, and I think it's more of a fitness and a bodybuilding line. It's not really a health and wellness thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the line? I mean, I know a lot of race and endurance people that that's what they use. Oh, I love my Hammer Strength. I get a great deal on it. I go to Arnold and buy my whole year's worth. And when I've tried to introduce them to our products and offer to show them what we have, I have a few that are hooked on it. And I don't even think it's direct sales. It's like a GNC brand.
Okay.
We're thinking of the same product.
Well, that's what she led me to believe was more performance, because she is a kayaker, newer biker. So,
when you talk to an
that
athlete,
makes
they
sense.
sound like they know what they're talking about. But when you peel back the sticker a little bit, you find out, oh, you're stupid. Oh.
They usually know nothing about nutrition. They'll put anything in their bodies to get a desired look, and they usually know nothing about actual nutrition and treating their bodies right.
There's a center in the NBA who plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and he was bragged about how spot on he was about his nutrition. He's got his nutrition down. He's got it. So they showed a video of how he eats during the day, and his first meal a day was 3 giant chocolate pancakes.
He's probably 20.
And his second meal of the day was 3 giant chocolate pancakes. And you're going, oh, well, you're just smart. You're smart. You're a very smart guy. Because chocolate pancakes and maple syrup, that's good for you. That's good. Why? Exactly. You're exactly right. He's probably 20. Exactly. When I was 20, I could eat the pizza box, and the car that it came in.
Yeah.
Why? 20. I can metabolize anything. Right? I can eat moss off a tree. It didn't matter. I was 20, right? Yeah. Guess what? You don't stay 20. I was razzing my son last night. He's flying to Oklahoma today, and I was shaving his head for his trip, and just with the clippers. And I said, "You have gray hair." He says, "Yeah, I'm doing what you did." "You're only 29." He says, "Yeah, I know. Thanks, Dad." Wasn't as great as me, but that's okay. So, marching orders for the next 3 weeks is really, you can't be too aggressive. You know where your line is? Erase it. Move it up here. Like what you've been comfortable with is here. Erase it. Put it up here. Because it's your last sales spike of the year. Now, you can still enroll all year, but you have these times where you can have extraordinary sales. In Canada, we're not shoppers like you guys are. If it wasn't for Christmas, all retail stores in Canada would have to close. That's how they make all their money for the year, is those 9 weeks. Guess what they don't do? They don't take any time off during those 9 weeks. Everybody's working every day for those 9 weeks. Why? Or we're closed. You're all out of a job. You have to think this way about sales spikes. Don't mess them up. Because after your September sales spike, your number one job is to get those people paid to find your next business builder. And then around Thanksgiving, start seeding for January 2nd, the fattest time in America, right? We're the fattest January 2nd that we ever any time of the year. Why? We just ate our way from Thanksgiving through Christmas to New Year's Day and all the bowl games, and now it's January 2nd, and we've broken the floor. Why? Because we're the fattest we're going to be all year. That's the next sales spike. So your mindset has to be hammer, 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 not the product, but you, hammer, to hit this 4th sales spike. Out of this group, get as many of these people paid as possibly, either a free shake or now they're consultants. And off that list, start building towards January. Thinking sales spike to sales spike. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the mistake that most people make is, oh, it's November, December. No one's enrolling this time. I'll just put my business down. I'll pick it back up in January, which means you miss that sales spike. And you have to catch up on the March one. Most people don't live like the reality. There are 4 sales spikes, and they happen the same time every year. Just like Christmas is December 25th. It's not moving around. It's still December 25th. I don't care when you take your vacation. It's still December 25th. Have to have that mentality when it comes to marketing. Makes sense?
Yes.
So I should be expecting to see Facebook Lives from everyone on this call this week.
What's wrong? Yes. Whoa. Let me take a picture.